Alright guys, so I'm going to show you how I caught this gold sales today during pre-New York session. So let's go to the weekly time frame to realize that gold has been in an uptrend for a very long time, but last week we printed a bearish candle, which gives an indication of some exhaustion of the bulls in the market. Going down to the daily time frame, we've had some bearish candles all through last week. We've had back, right? So today's trade was a trade I took with ICT concept, right? So I trade ICT concepts. So this is how I took the trade, right? So down to the 15-minute time frame, we had Asian consolidation. So if you look at my chart, this is my Asian range 2. It's called Asian range Nico. If you want to add it as an indicator, just hit on it and add it to your chart. It's called Asian range Nico. So I use the Asian range a lot because it gives me some kind of liquidity sweeps and liquidity graphs, right? So this morning during New York's London session, we swept Asia lows and we had a market structure shift to the upside, and then we before New York session this afternoon, we had a sweep, or we had liquidity graphs from the Asian highs, right? So we broke above Asian highs, and then going down into the 5-minute time frame, we had a market structure shift, right? We had a market structure shift to the downside. So this becomes a market structure shift. We had a shift to the downside, and whilst I was looking at this, right, I was looking at the XY. So another confluence I used to take the trade was that the XY, we had Asian lows being taken, right? Okay, let's even start from this. The XY already is in an uptrend, right? We've had a series of down move to the downside, but now we can see the XY has changed structure on the 4-hour time frame. We've had a market structure shift. Now the XY is heading to the upside. So it's still heading to the upside. So today, again, when on the 15-minute time frame, right, we saw the XY take Asia lows. The XY taking Asia lows. When it took Asia lows, it had a market structure shift to the upside. That's breaking above this high. And then we had a move to the downside, coming back into the range, and started buying before pre-New York, right? So this was a confluence to the gold sales, because we've taken sell side liquidity with market structure shifted to the upside and retested, and we are going up. So it means that if gold also takes Asian highs, and we have a market structure shift to the downside, market structure shift, this is to confirm that okay, gold was going to sell. So this is how I took the trade. Okay, so if you trade ICT concept, we have something we call breaker, right? So a breaker is always the last, if we have a bearish breaker. So this is what we call a bearish breaker, right? This is what we call a bearish breaker. Okay, the market structure shift occurred on this candle. So the very low of this candle is where the market structure is. The market structure shift occurs, and if we take this is my bearish breaker, so it now becomes a breaker block. So with ICT concepts, this breaker block is supposed to hold. So ICT says that if you trade breaker blocks, you should be able to take your position on when price comes back into the touches the breaker block, and then your stop loss will be either on the high of the breaker block, which is this one, or you can decide to be safe, you can decide to put your stop loss at the exact previous high of that was created, right? So this is how I saw and I took the sell on gold, and then my TP, as you saw earlier in the beginning of the video, my TP was this weekly low, which becomes my sell side liquidity. Yes, which was my sell side liquidity, because it is the low of last week's candle, right? That's a weekly low, which is a liquidity, and that was how I caught this 1:5 trade. The gem here is that you always have to use your Asian ranges as a confluence and as a source of reference, and you are going to catch this kind of trades. So yes, this is how I got this trade today, and see you next time in my next video. Bye bye.